Hello, this is Bill Clodsey, and something interesting is happening this week. We have Masters Edition on Magic Online. This is before my time, but I wanted to have a video of this. Oh gosh. Old cards, balanced cards, cards with drawbacks. Put target card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Yeah, this is old school drafting. I don't know what all these things do. I'll try to read them fast enough to... Oubliette. Oubliette looks like pretty good removal. Exile target creature and all auras attached to it. Him is neat. Bad creatures like Derelor are pretty good, actually. Giant Tortoise, hopefully I don't miss too much here. Hydroblast might be interesting, but yeah, Oubliette looks like a good one to start with. Angry Mob. Better when your opponent has swamps. Fissure. Destroy a creature or land for 5 mana. It's instant. Shield Sphere. Can block a few times before getting kind of small. Anyway, this is not Phantom, so whatever we pick, we can have. Maybe that's a reason to take Pyroblast or something, but I don't really think so. Sack a Goblin, 5 damage to any target. Goblin Grenade, that's a reprint. Let me see. Oh god, these gorillas. Get up to 7 forests and then you can attack for a bunch. And then it can fight things. Yeah, it's a bit of a drawback. You can definitely win with this, but yeah, how far we've come here. Just to have a 7/7 in play for 7 mana, you have to pay a forest every turn. Anyway, I'll grab Fissure here. It's pretty solid. Blight. Apprentice. Wizard. Make a lot of colorless. Elder Landworm. Look at this art. I love this stuff. Defender Trample. When it blocks, it loses Defender. 7 mana for a 5/5. But dragons are sweet. Mana. Sack a blue creature. Make a bunch of homerids. You can do that at instant speed, so it's a neat trick. Defending player discards 3 cards. Flying, protection from red. Regenerate a creature. You don't get to draw cards, so that might not be that good. I think I'm going to grab this Mind Stab Thrall. It's a 3 mana 2/2, which is probably a playable size of a creature. And the upside is pretty insane. Oh, the original Zuran Orb. I love this card. Love that art. Another Blight. Shambling Strider. This is kind of a bomb. It's got this Flowstone ability before Flowstone was a thing. Sorcery, tap a bunch of creatures, so it's very offensive, but it does kill flyers. Psychic Venom, I remember this. When I first learned Magic, this was in the blue deck my friend had. But it's kind of hard to use. Banding. Banding is a good thing. I don't love this Dwarven Soldier. Doesn't like orcs. I wonder how often that ever came up in casual Magic, like dwarfs versus orcs. I'm going to grab Brothers of Fire. It's kind of expensive, or like a mana sink. Oh no, it's my favorite, Chubtoad. But these pinging effects are pretty strong, and again, it's a 3 mana 2/2. You can't do too much better than that. Animate Wall, I love it. Arcane Denial. You draw, they draw 2, you get to counter a spell. Not great. I would take Chubtoad, but it is actually not a great Magic card. 0 mana 0/1 red card. I love it. 1 damage to any target, and 1 damage to any target of an opponent's choice. Could be good, but I think we take Order of the Ebon Hand here, in case we do end up a really heavy black. The protection from white is nice, the first strike and all of that stuff is nice. Ooh, another one. Dragon Engine, kind of Fire Breath, Exile. I remember this being a rare. I guess it's common in this Masters set. You gain life equal to its toughness. A 2/2, but the person with the highest life gets it. Cursed Rack. Maximum hand size is now 4 of somebody. I think we grab this order. Yeah, if we do end up a weird mono black deck, the order is just a solid creature for the set. I think it was the go-to creature for black aggro decks in Standard, or whatever Standard was called back then. Type 2, maybe. Goblins of the Flarg. This is so classic. Another Brothers. Ashnod's Transmigrant. This puts a 1/1 counter on a creature and you can't do it again. Spells you cast 1 less. Landworm's back. Sea Singer, kind of cool. XL2 artifacts. You know, I think I want the Transmigrant, oddly enough. It's kind of card disadvantage, but wow, Polar Kraken. This thing is huge. 11 for an 11/11 trample with cumulative upkeep, sacrifice a land. And it enters tapped, so you don't even get to block with it. Look at this. Look at this art. Oh, it's so good. So good and yet so bad. Sacrifice the Retainer, regenerate enchanted creature. We might end up being a really aggressive... Wow, I didn't know this existed. Artifact Blast? We might end up being a pretty aggressive black deck. In which case, hopefully we go up against white decks. Sacrifice this, 2 damage to any... Oh, sack an artifact, 2 damage to any target. There could be a payoff there. Roots. Enchant creature without flying. Actually, that's a pretty good removal spell. I don't think we're going to be in green, but you never know. I mean, we would certainly get out of either of these colors to go into an actually good deck. Sacrifice this to put some more black, but it's not very good to begin with. Angry Mob, maybe we cut that from the field. I don't think we want Shield Sphere. Maybe Goblin Grenade, but we need goblins for that to work. I don't know. Let's see. Death Ward, regenerate target creature. Flying, protection from red. That could honestly be decent. But I'm not interested in this Blight. Giant Tortoise. Winter Blast has the highest upside here. Or shoot, take this Old Forest. Take the Old Forest from me collection. It's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I don't think we're going to want Merfolk. So grab a nice Plains and a nice Swamp. This is why we draft these sets. Serendib Ifrit. 3 mana, 3/4 flyer. This card is actually nuts. Let me just make sure I'm reading Oubliette right. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature and all auras attached to it. Right. Kind of counters that were on that creature. When this leaves, they get that thing back. So it's an Oblivion Ring. And it gets everything back that it had when it left. So it's a pretty good Oblivion Ring. Serendib Ifrit is just nuts. I think it's better than anything else here. Black Knight is kind of like Order, but it's not able to pump, and it has First Strike without having to pay for it. Gosh, the Ifrit is so good, though. It's that or Oubliette. Yeah, I think we'll take the Ifrit. Time Elemental. I hope that's good. When it attacks or blocks, sacrifice it and it deals 5 damage to you. But it has this ability, return target permanent that isn't enchanted to its owner's hand. Oh, then there's him to Turok. That's mean. That's dirty. This thing bounces any number of things. You just keep bouncing something every turn. Pretty good removal spell. It's good art on this too, though. Time Elemental. Even if it attacks, yeah, you have to lose something. Well, that's really close here. We kind of have to make a decision whether we're going to be mono black or black blue. And I should have taken that oubliette if we were mono black, but I think him to Turok is a good enough payoff here. Urza's Bauble, make sure I know what this does. Okay, you get to draw a card eventually off of this thing. It makes our deck smaller, essentially. Look at a card at random in an opponent's hand. Paralyze, tap enchanted creature, doesn't untap, but they can pay 4 to untap it. Pretty cheap for that effect, but not something I'm in love with. Oh wow. Mystic Remora. Cumulative upkeep is something I'm not really interested in. When this dies, you gain 2 life. Maybe that's okay. Chub Toad. God, I love Chub Toad. Island, which would be pretty sweet. Goblin Mutant, 5/3, trample. Can't attack if they have a creature too powerful and can't block big creatures. This is a tough one. I think we just take the Bauble because we're only going to get so many good cards and we really want to be able to draw towards them. Balduvian Horde, actually good. I guess the playable creatures are all going to be rare, aren't they? And Phantom Monster, that's another good one. Yeah, it looks like we'll be maybe a heavy black deck splashing blue. Discard a card at random to get a 5/5 into play. Our other red cards are not that good. Fissure is our best one, and that's kind of heavy red. And Ifrit is just so good. I think we're happy here taking Phantom Monster. Air Elemental Light. Or we could take more Knights, but this is really heavy blue, so that's not going to work out in this deck. Hydroblast. Another Fissure. Another Goblin Grenade. And these other Thralls, which I don't love. Hydroblast. Counter target spell if it's red. And another Order of the Ebon Hand. Yeah, these cards are really good, especially if you're attacking with multiples of them. Your opponent, you can pump the one they block, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Ooh. At the beginning of your upkeep, or your end step, make an 0/1 Thrall, but you have to pay 2 every turn. Stormseeker, I love this art. It's green's burn spell. This is like instant speed here. This card is actually, it's not great because it only deals to a target player, and they didn't revise it to deal damage to planeswalkers unless they have like 100 cards in their hand, which some combo deck could make everyone have a bunch of cards. Anyway, nothing insane here, but maybe Breeding Pit. Maybe we can find a way to make that good. You're getting blockers every turn, and if you find a way to give them all power or sacrifice creatures, that does get a bit better. Animate Wall. Enchant Wall can attack as though it didn't have Defender. They used to say as if it wasn't a wall. The only defenders were walls, and they didn't even say Defender. Hungry Mist, pretty good. Another one of these upkeep costs, but it's not an upkeep cost that increases. This is the Stone Giant, which flings things at people. I don't know what to take here. Maybe we take Basil Thrall. Carnivorous Plant. Looks really good until you realize it can't attack, but you could animate it. It's a plant wall. Winds of Change. Look at that lovely art here. draws that many cards. Kind of worse for you since it doesn't include this as one of the cards. Where's the blue stuff? Yeah, this is not great. So we'll take this sweet old island. I mean, there's playables and there's non-playables. There's cards I would rather actually play lands over, and that's a lot of it. Spells you cast cost up to 1 less to cast. This is neat, I guess, if you have some artifact thing that you can just play for free. Combo style. And protection from black, don't want to play against that. Gain a life if someone does play an artifact. Hungry Mist. Goblin Surgeon. And I don't know, take the combo card for what it's worth. Oh no. A 7/4 wall with cumulative upkeep blue. So pay 1 blue, then 2 blue, then 3 blue. I could only think of like flinging this at someone. It's not really what our deck's going to be doing. Bestial Fury. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I mean, this card is decent. It's in green, but I guess we could play green. Wanderlust. No, 1 damage. Yavimaya Ants. Cumulative upkeep 2 green, so a couple attacks here and then it's done for. Should I take Chubtoad or Island? I think we take Chubtoad. Now I have one. Word of Undoing. Return target creature and all white auras you own attached to it. Wait, what on earth is this? I don't know. That's what we need. What are these cards doing? I think they designed cards, what, top down, where they're like, okay, what would a Word of Undoing actually do? They're like, well, you definitely get your white auras back. Crookshank Kobolds. Sorry, Kobolds. We don't need more O1s. Well, that was certainly interesting. We didn't get our Oubliette back, which might have been a mistake not to pick it at the time. Here we go. Here's an instant that could make a 2/2 or destroy non-artifact, non-black creature. Eater of the Dead, 5 mana 3/4. Exile target creature card from a graveyard and untap it. That's interesting. 3/4 is not a bad size of a creature. Clockwork Beast, 7/4, and then you can keep making it smaller and small. Well, as it stays in play, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Martin Stromgold. Attacking creatures get +1/+1 for each attacking creature other than Stromgold. Okay, nice little go wide lord. We'll take the Feast or Famine. Nothing else here is that good. Eater of the Dead is pretty good, but I'll take removal over it, and we'll just get punished if our opponents are black or artifact. Limdell's Vault, nice combo card. Mishra's Factory, surprised that's still here. I'll definitely consider that. And Lake of the Dead. I don't think this is worth much online. I think it is worth something in person. Ooh, foil Beta Island here. Limdell's Vault, kind of a combo card. You can pretty much find any card in your deck if you keep paying life. But I'm going to take Mishra's Factory, which unfortunately doesn't really help our Orders of the Ebon Hand, but it's always going to be a solid creature. Copper Tablet. People are losing life. 2 mana, you both lose a life each upkeep. 1 damage to that player. No, probably not. Another Phantom Monster. And this is like way above the average creature quality. Shout out to Scrib Sprites and Pyroblast. But we'll grab another monster here. The Fallen. And an Order, which I'll reserve just in case. Ice Storm. Oh, I didn't realize green had a Stone Rain. Or Maybe I did and then forgot. What is the Fallen? At the beginning of your upkeep, the Fallen deals 1 damage to each opponent and Planeswalker that it has dealt damage to this game. A 4 mana 2/3 that, like, if it ever hits them, it can keep doing damage to them. And Clockwork Beast, which is probably decent, but I'm going to take another order here just for consistency. Jacques Le Vert, or Jack the Green, I assume. Green creatures you control get tougher. Very impossible to cast. Anything for us? No, it doesn't look like it. No black cards. What is this? Greater Realm of Preservation. Prevent black and red damage. So it's like a circle of protection that hits 2 colors at once. Kind of neat. Holy Light. Non-white creatures get -1/-1. Oh no. That kills all of our orders. I hope we don't go up against that card. Maybe I'll take another Transmigrant here. I mean, I might play this type of thing. It's kind of a trick. Oh, what is this? At the beginning of your upkeep, if Nether Shadow is in your graveyard with 3 or more creature cards above it, so the order matters, you may put it onto the battlefield. Unfortunately, it's not flying or anything like that, so that's a lot worse than it could be. Phyrexian Boon, that's solid. We can make our creatures bigger, or use it as a removal spell on our opponent's creatures, unless they're mono black, in which case it still pumps our creatures. Shield of the Ages prevents damage to us. Oh, that might be really good, actually. Oh, shoot. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take Boon because it's more aggressive, but paying mana just to stop your opponent for, like, if you get 10 mana in play, they're not going to have creatures that can do more than 5 damage to each turn. That might have been a mistake, but I'm going to take the card that, I don't know, was more aggressive. Copper Tablet. I panicked. I don't know this set. Oh well. Yeah, Tortoise. Pretty good blocker. Let me see what this does. When this enters the battlefield, draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. And when it becomes blocked, it gets 4/0 and trample. Shoot, that might be decent. Wow, another Phantom Monster and Rabid Wombat. The one Wombat in Magic. Unfortunately, the art is awful, but Wombats are cool. +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. So this thing gets pretty big pretty quick. Next to Chubtoad, shout out to Chubtoad. But we can take Phantom Monster. Really, I'm surprised these are coming so late. We've got Ifrits and Monsters. Onulet. Gain 2 life, sure. It's a card we can play. It's a playable. That's a term you don't hear so often anymore, because most cards in Draft are playable now. It used to be like many of the cards in the packs were not playable, so you never wanted them. 1 damage to any target. Oh god. This is a sideboard option against a discard spell. Yeah, I'll take Psychic Purge. Who knows? That might be... Someone might want that eventually. Who knows? Yeah. Target creature and all white auras you own attached to it to their owner's hand. So it's just a bounce spell. Might be better than I thought here. And then the Fallen is back. Seems like we got enough playables here. And enough lands for our collection. Doesn't look like we're red. We could have gone red, but I feel like we have a better deck as it is. In fact, this is 23-17 deck here. Yeah, we're not going to be splashing much. That's pretty difficult to do, and we have no huge payoff for splashing anyway. Get rid of those. Basil Thrall is not what I want. Sea Sprite is kind of a sideboard card, I would think, but it might be better main deck than the Tortoise because it's a bit more aggressive. 1 damage to any target. Sorcery Speed, Hornet Sting. The upside isn't worth considering, but 1 damage to any target might be. There are a lot of creatures that it just kills. And you can finish off your opponent with it, kind of. Sea Sprite, Ifrit, bunch of phantom monsters. Breeding Pit, I'm not sure about this one. Because we can't really use the O1s for anything. Regenerate enchanted creature, pump our creatures. I'll put in the Purge over the Pit. The Pit provides us with an endless stream of blockers, but we are really the aggressive deck here. That's how I envision this. Breeding Pit. The Fallen, I mean, I guess that's fine. You'll realize none of our creatures have 4, well, one of our creatures has 4 toughness. The power on creatures is kind of small. That's why we have these power-ups. Urza's Bauble to draw him. A couple removal spells, though not that many. Yeah. Probably a 9 out of 10 deck for this draft format. Let's put... well, I really do want a lot of black sources, so I'm going to go 10-6 here. We don't need very many blue sources at all, but a lot of it's kind of early. 10, actually I'm going to go crazy, go 11. And the other option is to just play 18 lands because we can treat Mishra's Factory as a creature. That might be safer because then we can play 1 more island, and goodness knows we have enough cards to cut here. What is the worst card we have? Maybe Psychic Purge, but I'm starting to feel this card. This card could be okay. Word of Undoing. I like these bounce spells. I actually like these guys as well. Play the Bauble. Not a huge fan of Onulet. But it is a creature for what that's worth. We're going to get pretty flooded here, and we're really heavy black with these orders. So maybe 5 is enough. But I want a lot of black sources and not a lot of Onulets. Yeah, 5 blue sources. Most of these cards are late anyway, even the Sea Sprite. Phantom monsters, even the Ifrit. But we're just so heavy black in the early game with 4 orders of the Ebon Hand. That's 18 lands. These are all pretty big mana sinks. So I think we'll be okay there. And Onulet is just not very exciting. Okay, let's try this out. My first Masters draft here. Didn't pull any crazy money. I don't even know what's in this set, to be honest, and I don't even know how to find out what's in this set. But I'll see you in the matches. Round 1 versus Dr. Platypus. What is it? An Australia-themed day? We've got rabid wombats. Dr. Platypi. Good hand, good hand. Him to Turok's just so backbreaking. So we'll get out an early order, probably Mind Stab Thrill, and then if we can force that through, discard their entire hand basically. I love these old lands. This really takes me back. Mesa Pegasus, Flying Banding. Very nice. Protection from white, though. That ought to help against them. I could have done him there, but also the... This is my favorite artist. What is this thing? Preacher. Gain control of target creature of an opponent's choice they control. So they can't... I can't choose order because it does target it. The Preacher targets it. That's so weird. What a weird card. For as long as it's tapped. Well, I guess we're just kind of racing him. We'll play only Orders of the Ebon Hand. 18 lands, by the way, getting kind of mana screwed here. But I think we might be able to win this game on the back of 2 orders and a hymn to Turok. So we'll play the order this turn, play the hymn, and then start pumping the orders. Because if they're a mono white deck, and our whole deck is protection from white, that sounds unfair. May every round be this easy. Let me see how this works. For as long as it remains tapped. For Flying First Strike. They found some good ones. Not surprising that they're doing all this. I hope not to see a second color, because what we could do if we draw land is equip one of our guys with Phyrexian Boon. Oh no, you've got to be kidding. So protection from white, that means our things can't be targeted, enchanted by, equipped by, blocked by, dealt damage by, or any white source. They're like, no, stop. The best draw next turn would just be another order. Order! Order on the battlefield. Maybe they should be attacking with Preacher. Did they banned these 2? Up to 1 without can attack in a band. Another Thunder Spirit. I don't know. Here we go. Land. And then we have a bunch of options. I don't think we do Mind Stab Thrill because that's one they can steal. So I think that's tough actually. I think we just hymn them. And then next turn we can do 6 this turn, 8 next turn. If we draw land or if we just play the boon. Oh, so they are black. What the heck is this thing? Hyalopterus lemur. Order of the White Shield. Alright, so we gotta keep our wits about us here and hope they don't draw their second color. So for 0, this can become a 3/3 flyer for 5. Not bad. Okay, they have only white, so I think they're just dead here. They're finally attacking with the Preacher. I guess we don't have a blocker this turn. But as far as I can tell, they're dead. They need to gain life or something here. Come on. The only thing that doesn't have protection from white here is the boon. So if they have disenchant, they're still not killing us. Well, that was kind of absurd. Do we have anything that would be good against a white or black deck? Not really. Oh, that's interesting. So we can choose the target of their thing. So if we have enough creatures that we can sacrifice in response, we can select the target. I think that's how it works. And then while that's still on the stack, like I help place the trigger or place their ability. I don't know. That's a weird effect. I would have to call a judge on that one. When do I choose? On resolution or on, not cast, but on the ability? Well, isn't that interesting? We can do some stuff, but this is an artifact creature, so like we can't even transmigrant it. Like the counter would stick around on the creature, but we can't ever put it there. Let's mulligan here. That's a bit better. I think any hand with an order on turn 2 is going to be pretty strong. Keep it. Oh, shoot! Cancel! I thought... yeah, I'm not used to that. Put the island on the bottom. Their turn first, obviously. I was like, oh, I'm surprised they let us go first, but... that's not what they were doing. So we only have 2 islands left in our deck that aren't our bottom card. Whoa. Apparently they're not mono white, and they're not even black white. There are 3 colors. Ifrit, that's such a good curve out here. Of course, maybe they brought in red because these orders are out of control and they want a way to deal with them. Preacher, oh no, they're gonna steal my thing. That might be okay. They'll steal the Ifrit, and then we can kill the Preacher. It can't be regenerated, or bounce it even. Yeah, I'd probably just kill it. Because I'm assuming that's their only Preacher. I don't know how many rares are in the set. But they got it pretty consistently here. Yep, you got it. Choose. So we choose, and it's still on the stack. So I think we choose on the ability. Please don't have a way to protect it. Phyrexian War Beast. Oh no! They're about to get destroyed. When it leaves the battlefield, sacrifice a land. They're about to get destroyed here. Well, I need my Ifrit back. So let's kill this Preacher. The Preacher creature. Get my Ifrit back. And they saved me a damage. I didn't have an upkeep with it. They should have waited until my upkeep to do it. Or rather, they could have done that and spared themselves a little... or gotten a damage in on me. Are they going to band together Pegasus and Warbeast? Bans are blocked as a group. If any creatures with banding you control are blocking or being blocked by a creature, you divide that creature's combat damage, not its controller, among any of the creatures it's being blocked. Yeah, okay, great. So hopefully I just play a bunch of protection from white creatures and it never matters. Easy. Bounce the Warbeast. So I can attack in with the order. Order! Oh, it left the battlefield, did it? Well, these drawbacks are just ridiculous. Let's play the Transmigrant. And bands are blocked as a group. Can attack as a... but you can't block as a band, so... oh, yay. Let's soup up our first order. It still has protection from white, even though it's not white anymore, I guess. That's a cool effect. And they didn't... these are all the old frames, which I love so much. This is just their worst nightmare to go up against the 4 Order of the Ebon Hand deck. See you in the next match. Round 2 versus C Reactor. This is tough. I will keep it. We're trying to find a second swamp, but turn 1 we can look at a card our opponent has. Look at a card at random. You draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, so that includes their turn. And I want to get as much information as possible, so I'm just going to do that on their end step. Because that'll include the card they drew, and I'll know about this island. So instead of doing it on my turn and potentially revealing the island, I don't know. So what do we see? Another island. Well, now we know they have another one. Draw a card. Yes. We're so good. We're so good at Magic. I can make this into a 3-1, but maybe we can hold off on that and pump up our phantom monsters instead. Because pumping this thing +1 costs 2 black, so we could get it up to 4 and 5 pretty easily, but not 6. But that's okay. We can start whittling down this shield sphere. And if they don't block, I can pump. Alright, start whittling it down. And continue. Mono blue. I wonder if monocolor decks are a thing. Yeah, Onulet. I love this low-powered format. Then a card will come out of nowhere and be like, hi, I'm unbeatable. Or I'm unbeatable against you because you're the right color. I think I should have attacked there first. Oh no, a phantom monster. Monster. Order. Here's what we do. What do we do here, actually? I don't know. We can attack with both here. Yeah, we can attack with both. We can give this thing first strike. But if they double block it with Phantom Monster and Onulet, then we'd only kill the Phantom Monster, and the Onulet would kill it. So we might just not attack with the Order this turn either. Or we could put Thrall Retainer on it pre-combat. Yeah, I'll just attack with the Phantom Monster. They don't really get to block here. I'll be satisfied with that much. What I want to do is get their hand down to like 2 or 3 cards before using him. I don't want to keep getting islands or something. And then do that before attacks so they can't like bounce the monster in response to this Transmigrant. It's funny how like actually playable this card is. It's a card I would avoid in general because it is a 1/1 counter with downside. It would protect our creature from terror if it was, say, non-green or non-black, whatever. Yeah, dragon that can't fly, psychic purge. That doesn't quite kill anything here, but maybe that's okay. And the threat of activation means they, don't know which one to block. Yeah, I'm going to hymn them this turn. Hopefully discarding their best 2 cards and not running into counter magic. Even counter magic would be fine to run into here because it gets rid of counter magic. Oh, wow. So they're bouncing my creature in response and they lose their entire hand. That makes me feel really good. Oh, it's 2 more islands. Gross. Yeah. Well, now I know I can make this thing into a 4/4 Damage to any target. And they can start hitting back. Yeah, I'll make it a 4/4. Because right now it's a race. I mean, it's just a race to kill them as quickly as possible. They can pump this thing up to a 3, 6. They can do 8 here. I guess they'll just pump it, but they didn't draw land this turn, so they might have drawn just a bad blue card or another Word of Undoing. Worst case for us there. What can we do this turn? Well, we can certainly attack with some of our stuff. Yeah, I'm going to just attack with the Phantom Monster so we can block the Onulet. Get another Phantom Monster out there. Oh, it's going to be tough, though. Okay, so there's one island. That might have been sandbagged from last turn, but I doubt it. They kind of want to gain this life, but I don't want to take the damage. So let's see. 4, we take 7. I wonder if blocking with the Phantom Monster is a good line here. Yeah, I like that line. They're going to pump this thing up. I'll let that happen. We take 4. I think we're winning that race. Give this thing first strike so my order lives. And then we have them on a 2-turn clock here with the Phantom Monster, because this can target players. So we give this thing Thrall Retainer to regenerate it, which would keep its counter as well. Play another order, and this means they don't know it, but, well, they don't know they're dead next turn, but they have to keep both creatures back to block or have another creature. So unlikely they can kill us with the Dragon Engine this turn, and if they don't find another blocker, we pin them so we can do 7. Psychic Purge. Gotta love this art too. They're coming in. They're coming in. I really don't want to block. I really don't want to block that. Maybe I just block with one thing just because. Doesn't copy the creature's color, and your upkeep, it can become a copy of another target creature. So they're going to make this a copy of the Phantom Monster just to block one turn. Oh well. Bounce it? No. Oh well. Yeah, so we do get to attack with everything this turn. I don't need to play my island first. I don't need to play Psychic Purge first. And I do get to attack with everything. So let's attack out here. They can block one with the wall. They don't need to block this one, but they're going to. And they don't know that they have to block this, so they might not block that either. Yeah, okay, so they're dead here. But I still want to kill their Dragon Engine in case... Well, they don't have anything else, but... First strike... They go to 1, and they're done. My deck is great. Blue, mono blue. Mono blue, they have a couple flyers. They have the Doppelganger, which is really nice. We don't have much of a sideboard. Our best plan is this Hymn to Turok, and hope not to get too many islands with it. But Yeah, we've got tempo. We've got onboard tricks. We've got, I don't know, discard. And we have this card. We are in the same boat here. We need another swamp. We have a lot in our deck, and we have a couple ways to draw it. And at the worst case here, we just play Sea Sprite on turn 2. But we'll start with a swamp. Oh, wow. Get the bauble down. Isn't there another? Mishra's Bauble is the other one. 2 islands that we don't need to know about. And let's have a look, shall we? What do you have? What are you hiding? Counter spell. Tap a creature next to untap steps. This is actually just a removal. Telekinesis. Wow. All right, let's draw that swamp. Yes. Maybe they'll use it here. I do want to start whittling their hand down before we use him to Turok again. Just because, and there's only so many powerful cards in this format, so getting lands might be like an early advantage, but you really want to take down the big threats. Like on the turn before they play the Doppelganger, get rid of that. Vidalian Knights, first strike, 2/2. Can't attack unless we control an island. Well, we're about to. And it gains flying. Okay, not too big of a threat. Not too big of a threat, but we are going to give them that out to attack. I don't want them to know about that before we attack in here. So what I'll do is offer this trade. I think they take this trade. It's annoying for me because my turn is a lot worse. But I come out a little bit ahead in these trades if I'm going to be honest. Hold on. I want to see, so we both began with 7 and they played first. So if they played first, trading off resources is kind of nice. So they hit each other. We've got our island and our Sea Sprite. See? Sprite. Phantom Monster. We could kill it, or we could play our own monster. They could keep our Ifrit tapped for a while. I think they would do that to our monster. Anyway, we can be more mana efficient next turn. Flying protection from red. This is not red so much. They are attacking here. I will block here. Keep those resources even. They tap it, and it prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by it. Great. Well, I think that's fine overall. I wasn't even thinking about it doing that. Prevent the combat damage from it. Not to and by it, just to it. Now we can get their last 2 cards and play our bomb. We get another Phantom Monster and Island. Fair enough. Swing with Sprite. And I guess this is what you call Hellbent or whatever, where they don't really have any good options. Dragon Engine, one of the better draws for them. Exile any creature. We're going to start taking some damage, but that's probably okay. Dragon Engine becomes a 3/3. This is certainly getting a bit awkward. Because we're taking more damage than we're dealing. But maybe we can get in with the Fallen and then exile one of their creatures and we'll be fine. It might have to be their Dragon Engine. Or we could double block the Dragon Engine. And that deals with that, hopefully. Unless they drew Bounce here. But, oh, did they draw the Bounce then? No, I think, well, I don't know. That's tough. I'm just assuming they didn't draw anything here, and I'm fine trading the engine with the Fallen, but maybe they don't want me to have a flyer. The Fallen can attack into the Onulet here, which is nice. Wow, trading the engine with the Sprite and getting another engine. Oh, sure. So that is nothing. Word of Undoing and Oubliette. Fun, fun. Very fun here. Good times. I kind of want to get the Fallen in. And we can, by bouncing Onulet and exiling the Dragon Engine. So they replay Onulet. We keep attacking in. They keep taking one during their upkeeps. And then we just have this Phantom monster to worry about for the rest of the game. I think that's okay. I hope this works like I think it works. It's an Oblivion Ring, right? So we get the Dragon Engine. And we bounce the Onulet. Hit them for 5. And that essentially gets them to 10. And they get us down to 11 here, since we're taking our upkeep hits from the Ifrit. And Onulet costs 3, so maybe they can't do 2 things in a turn if they drew something sweet. So they go to 10. Hopefully we're winning this race. Now, it seems to me... 6... It seems to me, I don't know. It seems to me we want to keep the Fallen back. I could kill that Onulet, but they gain 2 life, and then that race becomes difficult. But if they don't block, 5, 4... Yeah, it's a weird one, but I will attack with the Fallen just to kind of pin them here. Because they can always attack with the Onulet if they wanted to gain that life. Alright, and they're going to attack back just to kind of get us lower. Keep the Swamp in hand. 2 Dragon Engines. They are common, and they're one of the better cards you can get. No block with Onulet last turn. So they go to 4 here, and if we just survive a turn, I think we're all set. As long as the Fallen lives. Monster, yes. So, I'm just going to attack with the Ifrit, and probably not block the Onulet if they attack. Just don't give them the option. And probably block the Phantom monster. Guess my deck's just better. Swing with the Onulet. I mean, right. So I'll block the Phantom monster. So we'll probably take 2 here. But I don't know the pump spell that at the beginning of your upkeep. And if I stack these triggers right, even if they get me to 1 here, they'll lose first. Stack the Ifrit trigger first. Yeah, definitely letting this happen. Onulet life actually relevant. Who would have thought? We would still be likely to win that game. Oh no. Okay, so this thing goes back. They need another answer though to a flyer. That's too funny. Oh, that's too much. That is too much. I'm not... Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I think we would win on the attack. So It's too funny to top deck this and just win with this anyway. Excellent, on to the finals. Round 3, we are 2-0, facing off for the ultimate prize here, which I think is just 6 packs of this set, whatever it is, Masters. We are without our Urza's Bauble, but I think we can still probably expect to draw our Swamp on time, and if not, we've got some other stuff to try. Retainer looks like a creature, but it's not. Ron Spencer. Oh, is this something we're gonna kill? I don't even want to kill that, but maybe we will. No, we have to play the Swamp here. Forget about Goblins of the Flarg. I actually can't believe this. 1 mana 1/1. Here we go. Magic the Gathering. Urza's Bauble. That's my trick. See if they use it now or if they wait. Black. Okay, okay. We're not getting off easy this round with a white deck. White and black hated each other so much in old Magic. We revealed Island. Go figure. It's probably the card I would reveal if I chose to reveal a card out of all 7 here. Though, I will play Swamp if we draw Swamp. No. Unreal. Can you believe my luck? I'm going to take some more damage off these goblins and hope they play a 2/1 or something. Something that I actually care about. And if they discard Words of Undoing, that 5 damage, or the Angelic Purge. Wait, seriously? Huh. When it becomes tapped, destroy it. So it's not becoming tapped here. And I have my blue mana. Okay, fair enough. In case I needed it. We didn't need this island anyway. We have plenty of islands. Plenty of lands in our deck. I'm surprised they're even playing that, to be honest. Oh, come on. This would be such an easy game if we had the right stuff. Still, I'm gonna keep my pride and not kill this 1/1. You could argue that bad cards deserve to be, removed by bad cards, but life is a resource. And I imagine they're just going to do something like, I guess it's not Mind Rot, it has to be discard 2 at random. Do it. Basil Thrall. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. If they tap this for a big old creature, then we can remove that. Oh, here we go. Sea Sprite, they have a red card. We don't have mountains. So that's a perfect answer to this, and we don't have to waste our precious Words of Undoing. Really, with 11 swamps and 18 total lands, we're kind of getting wrecked. Basil Thrall, okay, big creature time. Here's the big one. Wow. It's so big. Eater of the Dead. Now, I'm half tempted to just bounce it here, but why not just bounce it on our turn? And we can bounce it on their turn too, so yeah, this is all fine. I doubt they'll counter it. They could counter it with a red elemental blast. But that's so unlikely out of the main deck. It's not that unlikely, I guess, because blue's so good. But I don't expect it. Mountain, mountain. They even are playing both arts. So they drafted one of these. Classy, I respect that. Let's go ahead and do this now. We don't really have a good way of dealing with this thing. So I'm glad they can't cast it this turn. Goblin Mutant. Can't attack if we have a big enough creature, which I guess we don't. But we could always pump one of these orders. And it has trample, so that kind of messes up my Sea Sprite. Gross. Well, there we go. Can't attack into our Phantom monster. And we might as well play our monster now. That's why we're saving that land. Pro red. I'm a little worried that they're going to kill our monster, in which case I prevent 2 damage by leaving the Sea Sprite back. But I'm not that worried about it, because it means if they draw land, they can't play their 3/4. So I'll take that risk and get 1 damage in. There's not that much removal in this set anyway, so they play their 3/4 again. That's what I expect here. And no attacks. Wait, what? Please. Maybe these look like mountains enough to attack, but whatever. Yes, we did it. We're the best. What do we do with that land? I guess we play... So this is just if I control a creature with power 3 or greater, so I can attack with it. That's fine. And in the meantime, play an order. And there's nothing worth purging here, so I'm just going to attack. And they can come in with the Eater. And what is it? Exile a creature from a graveyard to untap it. They do have 1 target, so that's pseudo-vigilance. Maybe there's some auras that could give this a tap ability and then combo off with it. Phyrexian Boon. Okay, they're going to make this thing smaller. Small enough that they can attack in with the mutant. But we can... Oh god, this is so much damage. 9. It's kind of silly they're attacking with the goblin. But they are. Easy block there. I wish we drew some black earlier. We're starting to get it now, which is nice. And we can get a bigger creature with our retainer. So we could give that to the monster, and that can help regenerate it or something. But at this point, I'll just leave it as a flyer. Wow, this is tough. Okay, the other thing we can do is just give our order a Phyrexian Boon. And that's enough to stop their Eater. Hopefully. Hopefully that keeps that order back. It's all our eggs in one basket here. You know what I'll do, actually? I'll play the retainer on Phantom Monster, because all this thing needs now is First Strike. And this gives us another creature with 3 power. So we get to go attack, attack, hold that back. Or we could just swing here. And kill them in 2 hits. Because what do they get? 3 damage back? They're not going to kill both our creatures. Yeah. I mean, we don't have to be too afraid of this thing. It's the biggest thing on the board, but still cuts them in half here. Wait, they're untapping? They must have some kind of pump then. It doesn't seem like untapping makes their block any better, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, so I don't know why they did that. Pump fake. Maybe just so we couldn't... No, I don't know. It was a mistake. Regenerate a creature. That's not great. Yeah, the cards in the set are so bad. Train wrecks were like almost every deck. My deck's actually pretty solid for the format. Wait, what is this? An untapped creature. Oh, it has to be untapped. I didn't read the fine print there. Now they just kill us with like a burn spell. Oh no, can we draw a bounce? Oh no. Oh, well. That wasn't good. This is, I guess it's fine. Okay, sweet. I screwed up there. At least I'm learning. No wonder it didn't attack before. Make sure I read the rest of it. Goblin Mutant can't block creatures with power 3 or greater. Great. Wow. Yeah, we were still in good shape there, but wow, that was close. I'm actually surprised they conceded because we didn't have the win on board that turn. That means they probably don't have any burn in their deck that goes straight to a player, because that would have been an out for them to win. Don't we... It's not like we can steal their creatures. Don't we have any anti-red stuff? We have main deck... Sea Sprite. We could bring in a giant tortoise because nothing attacks into that from their deck. Not even their massive 3/4. That might be better than the Fallen even. Yeah, let's put that in. The Fallen is easier to cast in a lot of ways, but the tortoise just blocks their biggest ground creature. Oh, yes. This is the hand. This is the best hand. 1 out of every 8 cards left in our deck is... or more than that. Yeah, I don't know. This is tough. I want to keep this hand. And I'm going to keep it. We have 5 islands in the deck, but more than that, we have a lot of black cards that we can cast off of 3 swamps. So just pretend we mulled to 5 or something. Because I could imagine mulling to 6 and it just being worse than this. Come on, blue off the top. But even blue off the top, I'd probably still run a swamp out. Ooh, that's better than either of those things. Can make it into a 2/2. And if it doesn't have summoning sickness, it can block as a 3/3. What? Okay. All right. It still is a blocker. So it's a 2/2 blocker forever. We just don't attack with it. That's all. An unconvincing answer for it. What I might do is tap it for Phantom Monster on time. If we draw an island next turn, if we're so lucky. We have so many good cards in our deck to draw. And they're just doing nothing. Come on. Oh no. Wait! I just thought of an insane play. We could make it into a creature, play the Thrall Retainer on it, tap it, regenerate it. I'm not going to do that though. And then it would come back tapped. Oh no, but it would come back tapped with the blight on it. It wouldn't shed the blight. Okay, never mind. It was almost a good idea. Okay, no problem. They're just having an old-fashioned standoff here. Why did I keep this hand? We're getting really close to our blue sources, I promise. Keldon Warlord. It's a 1/1. So it can't attack into our Mishra's factory. Look at that. Sweet. Oh, drawing blue would be so good here. Yes. Purged. Purged forever. Oh, killer 4/4. This is the MVP. Oh, this is the MVP of the day. They were going to play like 4 goblins next turn or something crazy. That was sweeter than playing Phantom Monster, because I was a little afraid of that creature. And that's our last chance to kill a reasonable creature. Otherwise, we're just killing, well, unless they didn't have a creature to play here. That's an excellent draw, because we hymn them, and then we follow up with Phantom Monster. And at this point, they've been dropping a land each turn. So yeah, we get Phyrexian Boon and Fire Covenant. Pay X life, X damage among any number of target creatures. Thank goodness it's not creatures and players, because if you're at 4 higher life, you could just kill them. That would be broken. They might have 2 more removal spells, but I'm happy enough with this monster. The best unsummon ever printed. You get your white auras back. Oh well. Omelet. Cool. Cool. We don't have an answer to Oubliette. I think our bounce spells are all for creatures. We don't have like a boomerang. But that's okay. We've got redundant monsters. Your turn. I'm not going to waste the retainer here, though, in case they do have more removal. Low creature format. That's it. Warning, you've won the game. So my first Masters, I guess I'm the master. I'm the draft master now. I now have a trophy. Look at that. I'm in second place, briefly. Thank you for watching. This deck was a lot of fun. And probably one of the more... I said it was a 9 out of 10 for this format, jokingly, but apparently it really does perform